Well, MBA in India has lost its relevance as far as what it was earlier thought to be. It has now become almost like any other education program which is run by universities or institutions. Obviously, during my interaction with the students and the managements of these institutes, I thought there is a need of explaining to the student community what is this MBA is all about. According to me, MBA is more of a learning exercise than that of the teaching exercise. In contradiction to the usual degrees which are run by the universities, where there is more focus on teaching per se and less on the learning. One of the major barriers in the learning exercise, as it is applicable to our country, India, is the larger number of students in classroom. So both for the teachers and for the students, it really becomes difficult to understand the topic more from the career perspective. I always felt that the student has to be counseled before he enters the stream of management studies. Therefore, I usually talk to the students in terms of 5 steps to successful MBA. The first and the foremost is that the student has to be knowing himself why is he doing MBA. And that is where I feel that most of the students are either confused or simply they do not know why are they doing MBA. Many of them join MBA just because they have completed their graduation. They don't have anything else to do. So with 2 more years of education, so 2 more years of coming out of the home, 2 more years of so-called freedom in the colleges. I therefore feel that a student should focus, or rather decide, why he has decided to come to MBA stream. Obviously, everyone has the reason for it, and according to me, most of the students, when we interact with them, come out with an answer to be successful in life. Without much knowing what is exactly life is, or what is exactly life is going to be about. Some of them, they say to have a rewarding career, rewarding in terms of money, while others are extremely straightforward and they say we are doing MBA because we want to earn more money. There is a small group who come out with another explanation. They say we want to do MBA because we want to enjoy the course. I doubt how many of them they really know. Before doing MBA, they say they would like to enjoy this MBA or the so-called happiness. And there is an extremely small percentage of students who come out with an answer which is more of, I would say, the philosophical one, to acquire more knowledge. Yes, it is true that one undergoes education to acquire more knowledge, but the intentionally joining efforts to acquire more knowledge per se, vis-a-vis earning more money or getting happiness, is really, it's a debatable question. Obviously, the four major driving forces for the MBA students, therefore, is success, money, which is a major driving force, the happiness, and knowledge. We generally confuse between these four of the parameters which I have just mentioned, that whether these are interrelated, whether success and money are interrelated, whether success and happiness are interrelated, or whether money and happiness is interrelated. But the most importantly, an MBA student should have a target in terms of money, in terms of success, in terms of knowledge or happiness, whatever it may be. So the question comes that when one walks out of an undergraduate college and says that I want to decide the targets, the question comes, what are these targets are? How do we set a target for myself? According to me, quantifiable ambitions are the targets. I have certain ambitions to achieve something in life, which I quantify in terms of time in 5 years, next 10 years, 20 years, and I work on those particular lines to achieve it. That becomes the targets. MBA, as I said earlier, is purely a learning program. Therefore, a student must develop an aptitude for learning, which unfortunately in Indian scenario, this habit of learning is not inculcated at the lower levels. It's more of exam oriented, marks oriented, and therefore learning by himself or herself is rarely given importance. Something is taught in the classroom, I mug it up, then write in exam, I get certain marks. And so my worth is decided by the mark sheet, which ultimately comes at the end of 4 years. And so it decides whether I am a good student or good student or not so good student. MBA is a transformational program. One is expected to be transformed at the end of the program. From a simple undergraduate student, one is expected to be transformed into a potential manager. That's the management is all about. And this manager is a very interesting, I would say, character, because a manager is expected to managing into inverted commas, manage men, money and machines. So if someone who is able to manage his men, the money and the machines, obviously will be a successful businessman. So he is expected to be a master in business administration if he is able to manage these three things.